ang banta ng mas nakakahawang variants ng COVID-19, dehado ang mahihirap na bansang napag-iiwanan sa COVID-19 vaccination. Pag-usapan natin yan kasama si Dr. Rabindra Abeyasinghe, kinatawan ng World Health Organization o WHO dito sa Pilipinas. Good afternoon, Dr. Abeyasinghe, and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Ruth. Happy to be here.
Dr. Rabi, there are reports of a new variant of COVID-19 detected now in Japan. So what does the WHO know about this so far?
We've seen the reports that have been published about the new variant that has been recorded in Japan. This, similar to the earlier variants, has some structural changes. It's still very early. We don't have much information yet on any potential increase or decrease in transmissibility of this variant. What we know is that this variant has been detected in travelers coming from Brazil. That's about the information that we have. We are working closely with the authorities in Japan to better understand other information regarding this new variant that has been detected and confirmed in Japan.
Because, Dr. Rabi, the other new variants, like the one from the UK and South Africa, they were saying that these are like more aggressive or more infectious. So we don't have that kind of information yet for this one from Japan.
Not regarding the one that has been reported from Japan. Just to make it clear that these changes in the structure of the viruses, that is something that happens for all viruses, and usually all of those changes are not accompanied by changes in transmissibility, infectivity or severity of disease, or the response to treatments or vaccines. So we are looking closely, we are working together with the research communities in the respective countries that have confirmed the existence of these new variants to better understand what implications it will have on the pandemic and for its control.
Okay, yes, Dr. Rabi, actually that's my next question, how these virus mutations might affect the efficacy of the vaccines.
We don't have confirmatory evidence, but we've seen over the weekend some information that has been shared that indicates that the current vaccine being used in the UK, the Pfizer-BioNTech, appears to remain effective. These are preliminary observations. Other vaccine manufacturers are also testing the sensitivity of their products to these new variants. This is a developing situation, and once we have a clearer understanding, we will be ready to share that information.
Mm-hmm. So Dr. Rabi, should we do something more with these new variants to prevent the spread of these new COVID-19 variants? Like the Philippines has imposed a travel ban in certain countries. So is that enough?
What we have advocated is even before the detection of the new variants, and we continue to emphasize that the measures that we've been advocating from the beginning of the pandemic, and I use this opportunity to reiterate that physical distancing, hand hygiene, cough etiquette, avoiding the 3 C's will help even in the control of the spread of these new variants. But from a perspective of countries that have not recorded the new variant, more stringent measures at points of entry to minimize the risk of importation, better management of quarantine and isolation of confirmed imported cases, all will contribute to better control not only of these variants but also of existing wild-type COVID virus infections in countries.
Mm-hmm. How about stricter lockdown? Because aside from the new variants, we also have this holiday surge that are being reported in different countries.
The WHO, right from the beginning of the pandemic, has been advising countries to strengthen its response capacity so that we can avoid the need for large-scale lockdowns. By having good early detection, confirmation, quarantining, isolation, contact tracing, and management, we can clearly identify emerging hotspots and manage those and circumvent the need for large-scale lockdowns. This is the way we minimize the impact of the pandemic, and that's why we are working with member states to improve their capacities in managing the pandemic so that we can minimize the need for such large-scale lockdowns.
Okay, going to the issue of the vaccine supply gap, rich nations have reportedly cornered already 80% of the global vaccine supply. So how can the WHO ensure there will be fair and equitable access to vaccines, especially for countries like the Philippines?
So WHO partnered with Gavi and CEPI in setting up the COVAX initiative. And the COVAX initiative looks at actually minimizing the impact of the pandemic through protecting the most vulnerable and the most at risk. The COVAX initiative, already 190 countries have signed on to it. And we are optimistic that before the end of this year, through the COVAX initiative, we will be able to roll out up to 2 billion or even possibly 3 billion doses for the countries that have signed up to the COVAX initiative.
Dr. Rabi, our vaccines are, Secretary Galvez was just said earlier that Pfizer, through the COVAX facility here in the Philippines, is expected to roll out their vaccine by next month. Do you have any other information? Because you were already mentioning COVAX.
Yeah, so we are working very closely with COVAX and indeed with the vaccine teams here, including Secretary Galvez, and the COVAX initiative has reached out to the Philippines for a possible early rollout of a limited quantity of vaccines. We need to realize that the purpose of this is to rapidly minimize the impact of the pandemic by protecting the most at risk, meaning the healthcare workers and the elderly with comorbidities. So we're not quite sure how much we will get in the initial early rollout. The first preference would be to protect the health workers, and by this also check the readiness of the country for actual large-scale rollout of vaccines. However, through the COVAX initiative, we envisage that 20% of the Philippine population can be protected. And that would cover most of the elderly people with comorbidities who are at increased risk of complications and death, in addition to the frontline workers.
But Dr. Rabi, can you confirm that we can expect the early rollout by February for Pfizer under the COVAX facility?
Well, the request that came to the Philippines was for the government to confirm its agreement for that early rollout, and that there are certain requirements that need to be confirmed, and Philippines has time to respond to that request till the 18th of January. After that, there will be an evaluation of requests from countries, and countries where the risk is highest will be selected. We feel that the Philippines will be included in that. This is the messaging we are getting. And if that is the case, the Philippines will actually have an early rollout of Pfizer-BioNTech vaccines already in early February or mid-February.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, WHO representative to the Philippines, Dr. Rabindra Abeyasinghe.